And hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And on today's video I have a slight issue that I have to address that I recently discovered, and that is I have a leaking transfer case, the one going to the rear differential, the rear shaft. So I discovered that it's leaking. So I just hope it's only the rear seal that is leaking and nothing else is major broken or anything, but it shouldn't. So I actually tried to order parts online, but they were shipped for almost a week. So I called my local Nissan dealer, I gave them the part number, the VIN number, and luckily, to my huge surprise, they actually had part in stock. I did not even have to order it and wait for it. So this is the part number. Of course I'm gonna leave it in description. So hopefully by replacing this I'm gonna stop the leak. And yeah, so now I'm gonna get under our truck. I'm gonna start by removing the skid plate. I'm gonna start by disassembling and removing the rear drive shaft. So as you can see guys, the rear seal, I hope it's just the rear seal, is leaking. So everything was here is kind of covered in gear oil, and as I drive I guess it gets spread out all the way across, sprinklered. So yeah, looks like it's leaking over there. I guess that's happened when I pulled out the rear axle and the rear shaft came out. I guess once you pull it out on a high mileage vehicles, it's no good anymore. I'm gonna start by removing my skid plate, and then I'm gonna be working on removing these 6 bolts. Hopefully I can remove them easy. Last time when I was removing them I actually broke a wrench, so yeah, but I'm gonna remove those. And then this shaft's supposed to just slide out, and then I'm gonna be fighting with that seal trying to remove it, and then I'm gonna be fighting even more trying to put it back in, the new one. So wish me luck guys. So now with a 14mm wrench and socket I'm gonna break loose all of these bolts and nuts, which is 6 of them in total. That way I can slide this down and slide the whole drive shaft out. Okay, so all the bolts are out. I did not even have to lift up my truck from the rear to speed around this part. I was able to get access to all the bolts and nuts, so that's good. Now I'm gonna separate this, and to do that I believe I can just push it inwards a little bit, because there should be some slack. And let me see. Okay, so now actually I think I need to lift up my truck to release some tension on the suspension. That way I can separate this and then pull it out from here. So I'm gonna lift up the truck a little bit to allow the rear differential to drop slightly. That way I can separate this. So like I was saying, by lifting up one side of a truck, it made it much easier to release the pressure from over here. So this came out easy now. So now I can simply pull that out, just like that. It comes out. So I put the rag over there just in case it starts leaking or something. And that's it. And it's out. And of course it's leaking. So now I'm gonna try to remove this rubber dust boot. There is a metal seal which built inside there, so it could be easy or could be not. So what I'm gonna try to do with a big screwdriver, gonna try to kind of push it in there and see if I can take it off without damaging it, without breaking it. That would be good, of course. So now if I with a screwdriver, putting it somewhere over here and hitting it with a hammer, in theory it should come off. Alright, so we got that out. with something long and flat, just hammer it on the side and that's gonna come off. Hopefully it's still in a good shape. Hopefully. So now I'm gonna work on trying to remove this seal from over here, which also gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun. So there is multiple ways to remove it. You can just try to cut it. There is a seal puller tools, or try to cut it. So I'm gonna play with it for a little bit, see how can I remove it. I mean, we don't really need it, so I can simply just cut it and break it as long as we don't damage anything in there. Now, because we have this in a way, it's kind of hard to stick something in there. If this was not to be there, it would make it life much easier. But let me see how I can remove this. So with a screwdriver, gonna try to pull it like that. As you can see, it's already starting to come out, and there we go, and it's out. So now I'm gonna clean over here, make sure it's all nice, and gonna struggle to put a new seal in there nice and straight. So now it's the time to start putting a new seal in there. So hopefully I can put it nice and easy without any issues. It already comes pre-greased on the inside, but I put some grease on the outside. So now hopefully with the help of a rubber mallet, I can carefully drive it in there, and most important, even. So just take your time. And if you don't have a seal installer tool like I do, you can use your old seal, just put it on top of the new seal, and with a hammer go around, tapping each side carefully, and that will eventually drive it inside, and it should be good like that. Sometimes you don't really need a fancy tool to finish the job. And that's it, the seal is successfully installed. It's all flush over here, sits nice and even. So now I'm gonna work on installing the dust boot back in place. I cleaned it up inside as much as I can. I mean, you probably better off maybe getting a new one, but this is just to prevent from dust. So I'm gonna put some grease around here so it's gonna slide better. Just keep in mind there is a little hole on the bottom. That's how it's supposed to be installed, with a hole on the bottom. In case the water goes in there, it can always drain. So let's install this guy back in place. And the dust boot is successfully back in place as well, with the hole facing down. So all it's left is to put the drive shaft back in place. To slide the drive shaft back in place, just gonna make sure that it's clean, and I'm gonna put some grease around it. Gonna put it in place over there, clean up all the bolts, put the red thread locker on them again, and tidy it all up. Then I'm gonna make sure that the transfer case still has enough fluid, top it off if I have to, and we're all done. Now when you put in this back and if the holes are done align and your rear is not suspended so you cannot turn this, just put your truck in neutral, make sure the wheels are chucked off so it's not gonna roll on you. That way you can spin this, align all the holes, put all the bolts in, and make it tight. So now I'm gonna put some thread locker on all of them and tied it up to some German spec, good and tight. So everything is installed back. As you can see, the drive shaft is in place, the bolts are all tight, and I added some transfer gear in there, so it should be good now. Luckily I did not have to add a lot before it started to leak from here, so that's good. I'm not gonna put the skid plate back in place yet. I'm gonna keep an eye on it and hope it's not gonna leak anymore. So I'm gonna take it for a test drive, drive it around for some time, and we're gonna come back to this much later. Alright guys, it's been actually many months since I did the replacement of the seal. The replacement of the seal actually took place last fall, almost right after I replaced the axles when I installed my new rear axle. So after that when I discovered that the seal is leaking. But since then it's all been good. The replacement of the seal was a success, so that's good. Was it hard to replace? No, not really. Just hammering it back in takes a little bit of time and patience to go even. That's the important part. But overall, it's all good. So as always, I'm gonna leave all the links in the description, and if you guys have any questions regardless anything, I'll do my best to help you out. So on this note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you might find it helpful, and as always, until next time, everybody, bye.